Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your November 1st through 15th tarot card reading. So let's go ahead and dive in. I've already meditated on your sign, and I have shuffled and drew a couple animal cards. Let's start by reading the animal cards from the book, and then I'll give you my intuitive 2 cents. These animal cards I use as an overarching thematic energy to keep in mind over the next couple of weeks, and also to keep in mind as we move through the rest of the spread. All right, let's dive in. You have the unicorn and the swan. Really beautiful energy, really beautiful combination. But let me start by reading them, and then I'll give you my 2 cents. The unicorn, reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. It's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago? The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship to divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from, and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power, and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day life, a deeper dimension to our experience. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. You are the unicorn, and you have begun your quest for the answers. The unicorn and the sixth chakra. It's no surprise the subtle essence of the unicorn card resides at the third eye, the exact place from which the unicorn's horn extends. This center is called the Ajna chakra, or command center. The ancient yogis believed it to be responsible for our intellect, intuition, and deepest wisdom. Some say our two eyes see the past and present, while this third eye peers into the future. So beautiful, and I actually felt so much emotion coming through, which carries us right into the swan. This beautiful water energy. This reflective water energy. So beautiful. Okay. Okay. The swan. Effortless creativity, sensitive mystic, elegant power. The swan represents heightened creativity. In Hindu mythology, the goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there, to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner vision likely to be revealed. When in balance, infinite creative power. When out of balance, agitated, snippy, lacking vision. To bring into balance, solo time, writing. So beautiful. So there's this tenderness that's happening with these cards, this tender reflection, this call to be tender with yourself. And the unicorn, you are the unicorn. There's this something calling you home to your spirituality, your spiritual truth, your spiritual essence, calling you home to yourself. And there's this looking into the future this hope for a more connected future. So it's this feeling of perhaps experiencing some disconnection or some discord that you are really now being asked to rectify, to unwind, to unravel. And I'm hearing to look yourself in the face, So there's this real desire, it feels like, from your inner self to really see yourself honestly, compassionately, with clarity and truth, and unafraid and uninhibited. So you really, this feels so personal, and it feels like it's almost that internal child saying, see me, please look me in the mirror and really look at me. Look at me. And the unicorn so there's this reflective nature, and this unicorn it's speaking to belief systems, it's speaking to faith. And there's also this magic that's coming in for you with this card. There's this, it's like fairy dust, I just heard. It's like, it's something quite magical that's happening. That is going to be coming in. And it feels quite quick. It feels almost like a bit of a switch. And part of that, what will happen is this, I heard, recognizing when you see yourself how prepared for this next phase that you're moving into you really are. And there's something about this combination of this switch, this trigger, this opening, this opportunity, and this moment of that moment of realization, that epiphany of I've arrived. So there's this sense of, it's not major, but it feels like the sense of I'm exactly where I need to be, and I am prepared for this. I am capable. And that's sort of a theme that's kind of coming up for a few different signs, a sense of I am capable. So let's keep this in mind and I just heard change in the wind. So it does feel like there is this change in the wind that's happening for you. Okay, so let's keep these in mind as we move through the rest of the spread. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Okay, so this is your focal point, the focal point for the reading. We have the Hermit, okay, crossed by the Father of Wands. In the recent past, we have the Six of Swords. Grounding the spread, we have the Two of Wands reversed. So a lot of ambition, a lot of hopes and aspirations. And then some sort of departure here in recent past. Near future, we have the Ace of Swords reversed. Crowning the spread, we have the Seven of Cups. In our hopes, not in our hopes and fears, but this could also speak to hopes and fears. This is your general energy. We have the Tower, okay, also maybe hopes and fears. We have in your environment, the High Priestess, stunning. In hopes and fears, we have the Eight of Wands. So there is this shakeup happening. So whatever this is again, that's why capability is coming up strong. To remind you that you are capable as whatever this change of winds, this shakeup that's taking place, this groundbreaking, and it does feel like a little bit of a switch that you're like, oh my gosh, can I handle it? And you can, you totally can. And then in carrying us into the latter part of November, we have the Four of Pentacles reversed. And I just heard expense with this. And then the Mother of Cups. So you have two of the most intuitive cards of the deck, in the deck. And then I'm pulling a card from the Good Tarot by Baron Reed. It's a beautiful deck. And let me know if you like this. So we have the Four of Earth, which is also the Four of Pentacles. So there is this feeling of expense and support. So I do feel like, all right, there does feel like you're taking something on coming into the latter part of November. Taking something on that is an expense, but is of great worth, is of great value to you. It is a worthwhile investment and is very fulfilling and very nurturing, nourishing, and I just heard enlightening and illuminating. So there is something that brings a lot of light into your life. Okay, so the Hermit. So this state of hibernation, I just heard, and also we see it in the card, this state of hiding away to a degree, of not quite coming out of your shell, and self-study. So with this Swan, so this present sort of, there's this beginning to peep out, and this self-reflective process is underway. This self-evaluation that is so beautiful and profound. And it's turning on the lights of your internal soul, I just heard. So this looks to me like true self-reflection. So there is this homecoming, there is this really sitting with yourself that's taking place. That is profound, I just heard. So much stillness coming forward. So there feels like this immense stillness that sensationally is kind of like, I don't quite know what to do with it. Like, what do I do with this stillness? And really, it's just about, you're just being with yourself. You're just looking at yourself. Crossed by the Father of Wands. So it is this strong, authoritative, waiting energy. So there is this poise, there is this, we see the Cobra waiting, poised and ready to move, but there is sort of this, again, this stillness on the precipice. And the Father of Wands, it represents this immense creativity, this life force, this vitality that exists within this character. And I feel for many of you, it's you. But there's no need to sort of wield that wand quite yet. There's a time for everything. There's the right time. And now it's just about being and receiving, I just heard. So there is this intuition and listening to your intuition and allowing that to guide you forward. So anchoring the spread, we have the Two of Wands reversed. So it's almost this, it's simultaneously this fire energy, this ambition, and this lack of ambition, this indecisiveness, this feeling like you don't have the right outlets to express yourself, to get to where you want to go. You don't have the right resources. You don't have the capability. So there's this combination of a lot of creative energy within you that you can feel bouncing around, that you know you want to sort of this creation, this potential, but this feeling like you don't have a means to channel it, the ability, the energy, I just heard. And so then we have in the recent past the Six of Swords. So there is this departure. There is this, and I'm focusing on this rainbow here. So it's almost like they're letting these swords lie, saying like, okay, what's past is past. what has been hardship for me in the past, I will set that down. And there's this acceptance and this heading forward, this stepping into your future, this shifting of your perspective that is gradually taking place. But I just heard that for some of you, and I hope that this is, that you can sometimes sort of still feel in the thick of that. But this transformation, this wants to affirm that this transformation of your perception, of your reality and where you're going is lightening up. Hence this enlightenment that's coming in. Things are becoming more light. So the Father of Wands is carrying us into the Ace of Swords reversed. The Six of Swords to the Ace of Swords reversed. So there is this, for some of you, I'm getting a downsizing, a consolidating, a simplifying. And there's getting to the matter of it. There's getting to the core of something. There's really this, this working your way through your understanding of something, your understanding of yourself, and your understanding of something outside of yourself. And what the relationship between the two are, how to navigate your way with those in alignment with your external reality and your internal reality as holding hands as one and the same, as in harmony, harmonics, in harmony. So the Seven of Cups is, we're looking at this change of perception that's happening. This is at the crown of the spread. This is really exciting. So there is this, we have on one side the sun and the other side the moon, and all of these options and all of this potential and all of this possibility. So it's really this potential is coming to light. So there is this, and there's this changing in the wind, change in the wind, and also I feel like these are sort of mirroring each other, where what was unclear in the past has now, it's now taking on a different shape. It's a different form to a degree, fire, water. But at the core of what these what this is offering you, whatever this something, this form, this energy is offering you, is it's coming from that same core place of passion and of hope and of creativity. And there are all of these opportunities coming forward for you to work with this energy, to work with this creative energy, to work with this energy of creation. And it's really a matter of whatever you choose. So it is sort of this saying, I just heard, say yes, say yes. So it's one of those, it's this couple weeks where you're saying, as things come forward, as opportunities come forward, if you're feeling that desire to say yes, that desire to take that step forward, follow that. So this is your general energy here, and we have the Tower, and it feels as though it is this there is sort of this I just heard lack of control. That is rattling and quite confronting. And it's quite confrontational. It feels quite confrontational. And it's almost this harsh reality that in some way or form you're being asked to look at and demystify. So it's becoming acquainted with a couple harsh realities, and it feels very personal. So you can sort it out. So there is this sorting that's happening. There is this this evaluation. There is this looking strongly at belief systems about yourself. And I feel that spirituality it's really something supportive for you to explore. It feels like it is. It will be a great handhold for you. A great foothold for you, I just heard. So something that really will take you inside and help you to with clarity start to really explore whatever is calling to be looked at. And these shakeups or these more difficult things to look at, they're there. That discomfort is there to guide you forward, not as an obstacle to hold you back, but as a way to help steer you in the right direction. So there are clues that you are being shown about where your attention needs to be going. And I feel a lot of that is coming back to the self. There's this self, this attention to self that is really, really, really highlighted in this reading. And we have in your environment the High Priestess. So yes, it's that really looking at yourself, that really listening to your intuition, that really getting acquainted with your own heartbeat, with your own pulse, and letting that guide you forward. And there's this vision. There's this vision that is, that it's like your environment is presenting you with. It's this deep-seated dream. It's this true vision and potential, I just heard, that your environment is making you ready for, I just heard. Okay. So we have the Eight of Wands in Hopes and Fears. So there is this groundbreaking. There is this wanting to see that change, wanting to feel that momentum, wanting to break ground, wanting to break out. And it's such a beautiful thing, that fire energy. This is, it's also coming back to this wands, this desire to really create something for yourself that feels good, that is true to who you are. There's this energy that is wanting to be expressed in a million different ways. And it's really about, the key is, I feel, starting with self-reflection and looking at yourself and exploring yourself. And I just heard, and playing with those belief systems. So coming up here in mid-November, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Mother of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Earth. So it is sort of looking at stability and perhaps looking at finances and setting things up in a way that makes you feel supported and safe and secure. And sometimes with the Four of Pentacles, we can be a little tight-fisted. We can sort of feel like we don't have enough. We can sort of struggle with feelings of lack. But the Mother of Cups is nurturing. So there is this allocating of funds, this working with your fiscal means, and trying to set things up in a way that will help allow you to relax, to feel safe and secure and stable. The Mother of Cups is ushering this. is almost encouraging this process, saying, get your ducks in a row, sort of set yourself up however you need to in order to be most receptive. The Mother of Cups is a card of great receptivity. And because there's so much coming in for you, and this feels like it looks, all these little bits, there's so much potential for you to work with here, that getting your finances in order, or doing whatever it is you need to do in the tangible physical plane, on the tangible physical plane in the third dimension, whatever you need to work with to set yourself up to where you can, I just heard, go on this deep dive. Do it. And the Four of Earth, I'm going to read this from the book. This is just, it's both a larger energy, sort of a thematic energy, and also, because it showed up sort of coming in mid-November, something to keep an eye out for mid-November. Okay. The Four of Earth. Ownership, the beauty of divine order, trusting in a solid foundation. So it's really trusting in that, setting yourself up and then trusting in that foundation. Even if I feel shaken up and am unable to understand why things happen as they do, I know for certain that divine order manifests in all aspects of my life. What I have built rests on a solid foundation, so there is no need to fear. While it is true that nothing is permanent in the material world, I find security in the existence of a divine plan. Spirit is always there to remind me that I am exactly where I am meant to be for my highest good and the highest good of all, and that I always have abundance available to me. So you are exactly where you are meant to be. Trust in your foundation. Allow yourself to feel supported. You are. You are. And all in perfect time, I just heard. So I love you with all my heart. I hope that this was helpful. Check out your moon sign and your rising sign, because that can be really helpful and help you piece together a more holistic reading for yourself. And yeah, I love you with all my heart. And please like, comment, subscribe. That means so much to me. And I'll see you I'll see you over the next couple of weeks with your mid-November readings. And I love you, I love you, I love you.